Good morning. How are you? Well, it's ice cold here in Virginia, and we got snow flurries predicted, and it's as beautifully quiet as could be. No leaves moving in the wind, occasional squirrels and deer. And I got the road to myself. So far, nobody's on it. So this part of the day is marvelous. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, we have the kind of indecision that is crippling. Jesus had a curse. If you are tepid, I will spit you forth from my mouth. Now, I don't know if he said that because he recorded it in the Gospels, or they did, 100 years after he'd been crucified. But I can believe it. I can believe that the historical Jesus would say something like that. And not a bad model for a secular world, particularly when we have the very organizing principle of our society, our government, under siege by people who know nothing, respect no one, and just have an appetite to destroy. And destroy based on disinformation. And we're on notice that these guys planned this attack on Capitol Hill on a social media site called Parler, and they also made plans on the Donald. This was all known, by the way, to Congress and to others who track this, and Congress, by the Capitol Hill police, tried to prepare for it, but they just gave them a dial tone in response. And as a result, people came onto the Hill with weapons and bombs. Some of the bombs have been set off, so we know that they were real. People in Pelosi's office who hid away overheard that they were looking for Nancy. They were looking for a hostage in the line of succession. They were looking for the leadership. They knew exactly what they were doing. This was mob chaos with planned objectives. Terrorism with a purpose, not just to scare, but to gather intelligence and perhaps, if they had succeeded, to hold as hostage some of the leaders of our government, including Pence. So where are we today? Where we are today is we're like a penitent suitor saying to the Republicans, oh, please, 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 do what we need to have done, please, so we don't have to lead and do it ourselves. A majority of the Democratic caucus has signed off on a bill, a resolution for impeachment. I don't know if there are any Republicans on it. We could have had that document the day after the riot on the Hill, the insurrection, but we didn't. We hope, I guess, that somebody will make it easy for us. This is not easy. We have to wade into this problem. We have to take control. Unlike a street fight in which it goes back and forth and finally somebody says, oh yeah. And if you say, oh yeah, sooner or later somebody's going to punch. Well, the punch has already happened. And we're standing there and it's our turn to swing at what's wrong and unjust and illegal and unconstitutional and continues to threaten our democracy because they're not going away. They've told us they're coming back. They've been emboldened by what happened. They have a dissonance between the fact of the crimes they committed and what penalties may yet fall upon them. But they're coming back. And are we prepared? Not when we're talking this Pollyannish nonsense. There's another fly in the ointment. While a majority of the Democrats support a resolution, we've been delaying the punch. Today we're seeking consent on a request. Please, 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 Mr. Vice President, invoke the 25th Amendment to the Constitution and declare Trump unsuitable. What do you think the chances are that's going to happen? 0 to none. And we do it on the consent calendar, which means there has to be unanimous consent. One Republican, and there are a few, could come into the chamber and say, I object. You only put it on that calendar if you're interested in moving things along. If you believe no one's going to object. So it's posturing. is posturing before a nation that doesn't understand what the consent calendar is and thinks this is action. This is wrong. And then on Tuesday, we're going to then vote for the bill that we know we're going to have to vote for because there's going to be one objection today. And that puts off until Wednesday, when nothing has happened, that we then file the impeachment resolution. We could file it today. We could have filed it last week. If people would come to work, we could have filed it over the weekend. That's what we should be doing. I believe Pelosi is there. But these tactics of delay undermine a notion that really is true. Justice delayed is justice denied. When it's manifest to the nation that we have a president out of control, and the three amigos, that is Don Jr., and Red Rudy, all encouraged incitement to riot, and we do nothing, we let them know that they enjoy a certain immunity because we don't use the tools we have. And when the minority view by Clyburn, a respected member of the leadership, is of the view that maybe we should wait several months until Biden gets his government going. I know he believes it, I suppose, or he's carrying the message for Biden. But whomever is behind it, it's the wrong message. Our government has to operate safely and securely before it's going to do anything that Biden wants it to do. If we keep saying, I'd rather read my book and have a cup of coffee when somebody's driving a bulldozer through the front of your house, you got to deal with that bulldozer. And the bulldozer are these riotous sons of bitches that don't believe a thing that we believe about what this nation's about. And if you think you can just ignore them, ostrich-like, you're wrong. We have to act. We have to act now. We have to act today. We have to act tomorrow. And we cannot stop. It is not our concern what the Republicans do in response, no more than the unrequited pleas of a suitor to a woman who's adamant that I'm not going to have anything to do with you. And Congress, by the Republicans, they're going to have to make up their mind. Are there 17 Republican senators who would come over and vote for impeachment? I don't know. How many Republican congressmen will vote for impeachment when the Democratic resolution for impeachment is brought to the floor? I don't know. So why do we do it? Because it's the right thing. Because it sends a message to the world, sends a message to the nation, sends a message to the rioters. We're in charge and we're not taking any of this. So that's my talk for the day, I guess. Have a good day. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.